We couldn't have St. Patrick's Day without some Irish food in the kitchen, and that's what we have.
Yeah, I mean, you know, St. Patrick's Day, Lucky Irish Pub and Grill kind of go hand in hand. That's where Stuart Rev Donald is from, and today you're making a couple of different things.
Right, I'm going to start us off with a beer cheese soup, and I've already melted a little bit of butter, and I'm going to add my flour to start my roux. Because in the South, everything starts with a roux, doesn't it?
All right, a lot of things definitely do. Now, the beer cheese soup, this is something that basically has to go hand in hand, Lucky Irish Pub and St. Patrick's Day. The beer cheese soup and the nachos go hand in hand because you're going to use that as a sauce a little bit later on.
Exactly. What I'm trying to do is multi-purpose the soup. This is our house soup. And I decided to do a beer cheese soup as our house soup because I knew I wanted a good gooey sauce to put on our Irish nachos. So I put them together. We also have a new loaded potato soup too.
Ooh, sounds good.
That we make to order.
Beer cheese soup is so good, and it's getting colder. We'll have to ask Michael if it really truly is getting colder. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Are you guys getting colder? We'll ask him if the temperature is actually dropping. But right now, this beer cheese soup sounds so good. And you guys are doing a big party at Lucky Irish Pub. Boy, are we, he says.
Actually, it started Saturday. We've been
going
since, at 10 o'clock we'll have the live music starting today.
10 o'clock a.m. So less than an hour, some live music.
Right, and everyone's used to the big giant tent on the outside that Patty's used to do. Well, we're back with it.
Okay.
And the tent's even a little bigger. The event's going a little longer, and we've got a lot of great food on the inside of the pub. Plus, we're going to have a bar out in the tent. So just, I mean, we're just pulling out all the stops.
So this is straight through, so maybe if someone has an hour for lunch or a little bit for lunch, or if they want to stop by after work, it's a place to go. Right,
and but we do have to shut the tent down at exactly midnight.
Okay. All right, well, you still have some time. And you guys are in the Yester Oak Shopping Center right off Airport Boulevard. As Stuart was saying, it's where Patio Tools used to be. There's the logo. That's what you look for. You look for the 4-leaf clover up there above Lucky, and you can get beer cheese soup, lots of other things. Any other specials that you guys are going to have on the menu tonight?
We're going to have some stuff out in the tent that's just, we're going to do a traditional corned beef and cabbage outside, and then the corned beef and cabbage we do inside is kind of a weird little idea of mine. We deep fry Brussels sprouts. And then toss them in balsamic vinaigrette with some bacon and some corned beef on top of that.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, with this beer cheese soup, don't want to miss anything. So you're adding just milk a little bit at a time?
Yeah, I like to add it a little bit at a time. That'll keep you from having clumps build up in it.
Okay.
And once we get all the milk in, it's, you know, maybe a 5 to 10 minute process waiting for it to thicken.
Okay, and just like with any roux, stir, stir, stir.
Exactly.
All right, so keep adding that milk. You can get the recipe on fox10tv.com. It's on our Studio 10 page. This should be done in just a little while, so when Joe's in the kitchen, he'll get to taste this and then start on something else.
Back in the kitchen on St. Patrick's Day, working on some Irish food with Stuart from Lucky Irish Pub and Grill. What do we have here, Stuart?
All right, I got my beer cheese soup here, and what this really is at this point is a French sauce called a bechamel. Fancy, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, it's milk, butter, and flour.
Okay.
But at this point, what I've got it, you know, see it's good and thick there.
Definitely.
We're going to add the secret ingredient. Now go ahead and pinch a little of that cheese and try it like that.
Just try it.
Yeah, that is an Irish cheddar. It's very sharp.
It is sharp.
Yeah, and the sharp cheeses are what you want to use in any kind of sauce like this, be it for macaroni and cheese or a soup, because they don't lose their flavor.
Plus, it makes you sharper.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Clever.
Well, you know, one good joke a day. That's my limit.
That's a maximum, not a minimum?
Yeah, that is a maximum, not a minimum.
All right, and we're just going to stir the cheese in just until it melts.
Which didn't take too long?
No, it doesn't take too long, especially when you use a grated cheese. If you are going to use something a little, you know, like cubes, you want to put it in there a little before the milk gets completely thickened.
Okay.
And that way it can come down. Now I want to turn the heat off at this point because the soup is essentially done, and I'm going to add a little bit of the beer that gives it its name. And I'm just using a good milk stout here. Sure. Which is good for this. You can use Guinness, you can use Murphy's, anything you want to do. I find the stouts are a little sweeter in it. I've used some of the more like an ale, and it makes it a little bitter. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little of that in, and watch how that bubbles up on its own like that.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Little effect.
Well, you wanted that stout because it's sweeter to go with your sweet personality.
Oh.
You're just a big old teddy bear, aren't you?
I really am. All right, now I've stirred the beer in, and you never want to use too much high heat in a soup like this because it can cause the soup to break, which means that the milk fats separate from the whey and the water products, and then it just looks terrible. I'm going to let you have a little bit here of it, Joe, to get your St. Patrick's Day started. And I'm going to garnish it with just a little bit more of that Irish cheddar. And a few croutons. We make our own croutons at Lucky because I like to use rye bread, and you can't really buy those. So here.
Very good. Thank you very much. And when we come back, what's the plan when we come back here? Let me make sure it's not too hot.
Yeah, we're going to use this soup as the sauce on Irish nachos.
Okay.
And that's going to have some corned beef on it, some bacon, a little sauerkraut, a little Thousand Island dressing. I think you'll like that right nice.
This is really good. If you're looking for something to make with a St. Patrick's Day twist, why not try this recipe out? You can find it on our website. Thanks a lot, Stuart. Appreciate it.
Enjoy.
Very good.
Welcome back and a happy St. Patrick's Day. Cooking with Chef Stuart Rebdonald, only appropriate. He's from Lucky Irish Pub and Grill, St. Patrick's Day. And you're making beer cheese soup. I think that is already finished.
Right.
And you're also going to make some nachos. And you're actually going to use the beer cheese soup on the nachos.
Exactly. What I've got here is our Irish nachos that we do. I took a little bit of our corned beef and I heated it up here in a pan because you don't want it to be cold.
Right.
So I'm just going to give it just a little rough chop. Okay. And I know you're a cheese lover, so you're going to like the way I make these nachos.
Yeah.
Okay, first I start with some beer cheese soup. I'm just going to pour it all across the top.
Soup looks really good.
Okay, then I'm going to put a little bit of corned beef.
Okay.
A little bit of bacon.
Okay, loading these nachos up.
Right. And here's the part where the cheese lovers get happy. I'm going to come back with more beer cheese soup.
Why not?
And then some of that shredded Irish cheddar.
Liking this. Because you want something on every chip. You don't want any naked chips.
All right, and just, you know, because it comes on a Reuben, we're going to do just a little bit of sauerkraut as a garnish.
Okay.
And then some green onions, because we've got to have our green for St. Patrick's Day.
And it makes it look festive.
Exactly. And then you are ready to go there with some chips. Now, I want to tell you, these chips we cook in-house ourselves.
Yeah?
These are our own potato chips. And it was funny, the first 2 weeks we were open, these are the only chips I ate because I was constantly at work.
Yeah.
And then I went to the store and I got a bag of one of the expensive premium brands of chips. I could actually taste the preservatives in them that they have to pump into the bag to keep them fresh. And I had never noticed it before until I was eating chips that just got fried and eaten.
Interesting. Now, is this something that you guys are serving at Lucky Fest 2014? Going on right now, by the way, everybody.
Yes,
this
Monday.
Yeah.
This is one of the staples on our menu. We also have our Lucky Burger. We've got our full menu that we normally do. Plus, we're throwing a few things out in the tent that are just, hey, here's some food if you want it. You know?
Just throwing it out there.
Right.
All right.
And of course, we're going to have the live music starting at 10, rolling all through the evening. Our lovely lady leprechauns will be there in their little kilts. You got to get you one of those.
A little kilt? All right. I don't have one of those, so that would be an addition to my closet. I do need one of those. And you said 10. This is not 10 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Right. This is in about less than 10 minutes. I had to look at a clock on another camera. Less than 10 minutes, the music is going to start. Do you know which band right off is opening up?
PJ Moore, I believe. I know we've got tons of bands. 12 o'clock sharp plays at 6 o'clock sharp tonight.
Okay.
And the bands will just be rolling in and out all day. I'm not sure if it's today or not, but I think it is that the Perry Wall will be there, which is just a great duo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin and them.
They've been here on Studio 10 a few times. Very funny, very good. But bands from 10 o'clock this morning all the way until midnight tonight.
Absolutely.
Or midnight tomorrow morning. You can look at it that way as well. Lots of food, lots of beverages. Again, please be responsible when you go out. Have fun, though. It is St. Patrick's Day. And what do we have here?
Oh, I was just going to get started.
And